In a world where two friends decided to watch movies from their youth, then decided to start a podcast about it, we present to you the Movie Test of Time. A podcast about the only medium that matters, the movies. Presenting your hosts, America's sweetheart, Beth Martin, and Irish ruffian, Andy Young. Hello, that's us, your sweaty and prepubescent hosts, this week looking at wet, hot American summer. Beth, a pleasure as always. What's the crack?
It is summer.
Right?
It's funny. I write notes.
It's heating up.
I know it is. It's actually, we're having normally it would be in the hundreds by now, but yeah, we're having it's cloudy in the mornings. It's coming up from what they call the June gloom from the San Diego marine layer.
We've been having record-breaking heat in this country. Like in Paris, was the hottest place in the planet or something like that recently. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, highest, heat day, in record of whatever time frame they're looking at.
Hooray.
So I make little notes so I have stuff to talk about. And I wrote down, my dog just gets cuter. But actually, I woke up this morning and I walked out and Mike was already up and he's like, there's dog vomit all over the living room. So she's cuter, but also just as annoyingly amazing as always. Just that I'm like, you can't even, because we call her Food Beard the pirate, because she gets wet food in the morning, and somehow she just rubs her whole little doggy beard all up in there, no matter, and then she lets herself in and out of the back door. So there's this dog smear at dog level of just old gross food that's, I gotta go and wipe it every so often. Anyways, it's summer. So we're just kind of having fun and doing stuff. Kids are at the beach today with camp. I'm super jealous.
Nice.
So I have an older sister. She's 4 years older than me. So I always have this need to please. And I was talking to her because I was like, oh yeah, your son, my nephew, is listening to the podcast. She was like, oh my God. She's like, I'm totally listening. And she was like, it's so good. She's like, the format is so good.
Awesome.
So she said, and I was like, oh, my older sister, my big sister thinks we're doing a good job. So, so she's like, yeah, you guys aren't just talking about, whatever, which we do half of the, for those who listen and love us, half of what we talk about is just whatever we want to talk about. And then if you're lucky, then you get a little movie action thrown in there. But there is a format and she likes it. And she's like, I learned things. So.
No, wow, okay, nice. Wow, I never thought that would be a note that we would get, but I'll take it.
So here we are. Teachers.
Love it. That rocks. So have you been up to anything else since last we spoke? I can't remember whether you were...
I started watching Stranger Things with my 11-year-old.
First time watching it?
For her, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
how's she find that?
She's digging it so hard. It's but my youngest is 9. He's just absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I get it.
He's like, I've heard about the Demogorgons. I'm not into that. I was like, that's fair.
Sure.
But she is super, super into it. And, it's it's not that. I'm doing a rewatch and I'm it's not that scary necessarily.
No, I don't think it's, because it's meant to be family friendly, but there are still some creepy looking stuff. And there's.
Yeah.
I've yet to watch the final season of that show. I don't know whether I can be bothered or not.
Yeah, it's kind of, because now I'm doing a rewatch of it. And, I'll do, I'll rewatch this, The Sopranos, maybe every 3 years if I, nothing's on.
Wow.
And I'm and I've done a rewatch. I've probably done 2 rewatches of Game of Thrones. Those kind of hold up really well. And I would say Stranger Things, that could have just gone into the ether, and that would have been
memory banks.
Yeah. So but
I think the only show that I've really done it because I don't really tend to rewatching or rereading or anything like that, except with comics maybe. But is Deadwood, which I've watched a handful of times because I fucking love that show.
Yeah.
And it's also quite short. It's only like 3 fairly short seasons, which is perfect. And a movie, of course, now.
What's the crack with you?
So, nothing too exciting, but since last we spoke, I've seen, count them, 2 movies.
Ooh.
First one I saw was The Furious, which I was quite excited about. It was...
Is that another,
so
Fast and the Furious?
No, that's what people keep thinking. That's way better than that. It's a... I mean, I like those movies just fine, but it's like a martial arts movie. I believe Hong Kong based, but most of the characters are speaking English, which is I was kind of I thought I was is this a dub? But then other characters aren't speaking English, so it's kind of it's odd. Essentially about a mute man whose daughter gets kidnapped by this gang. And he meets this other guy whose wife has went missing when investigating this gang. And they're both obviously incredible martial artists and team up to basically take this kind of ring down. And it's fun. And it's because what I'm looking for in those films is top rate kind of action fight choreography. Absolutely. And it really delivers in spades in that. I really, really enjoyed it. I think that it's so odd because I feel I have such high standards when it comes to these movies. I think The Raid is a masterpiece. I don't think anything's going to surpass it in my eyes. And I had high hopes for this to be the kind of one that was up there. And although I thought it was excellent, I just don't quite think it's upper echelon.
I will say,
martial arts movies.
We are lucky that we have access to some really good martial arts, kung fu movies.
Yeah.
We should do a month of those.
Oh, hell yeah. I'd be well up for that.
Yeah.
The other thing I saw, which is Supergirl.
Oh, yeah. Was Crypto in it?
Crypto, is it heavily in it? Well, he is and he isn't. He's kind of motivation for the kind of main plot. Essentially, he gets poisoned. The poison's going to kill him in 3 days, and Supergirl has to get the antidote, essentially.
Okay.
And I think, God, I hate. There's a few movies recently. Disclosure Day, I talked about this a little bit for, and this where it's online discourse around movies is the fucking worst. It's awful now. It's all the absolute pits, and so many guys, clearly sexist, misogynist people, just having a problem with the actress and saying that she's not good looking. She's beautiful. It's insane, but she's I think for me it was the problem is if it had been a real kind of top tier really wonderful superhero movie that would have blasted all this away. Unfortunately, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it fine, but it's just it's not doing anything spectacular. She's fantastic in it. She's really good in it. I just think that I don't know, the story doesn't progress in an interesting way. The villain's kind of boring. It has problems, but I think there's enough good stuff in there that I enjoyed it. I just think that it's just such a shame it is bombing so hard. I don't think it deserves it.
Part of me is thinking as you're saying this, and I'm just okay, that plot line is the first 10 minutes of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Sure.
That's it, right? But they stretched it out over an hour and a half, 2 hours. So
that's true. I think, yeah, that's what. But I mean, even in fairness, that is also the plot for John Wick, essentially. Except rather than his dog, his dog just gets killed, and he's all right, and he's all these motherfuckers are gonna die.
Yeah, but it's just finding the antidote. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
it's that.
Yeah.
There should be more meat in the story.
100%.
Okay.
And I think it is very kind of when that is so typical of kind of a lot of kind of modern action movies, which is the plot is a fairly thin way to hop from action set piece to action set piece,
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So again, I'm sad that it is bombing as hard as it is. I feel it's worth. I think more people should be saying it than they are, but it's just how the movies are these days. So who knows? So yeah, but that's all I've really been doing. Beth, do you have any what's occurring for us?
I do. So, I don't know if I should bless you. If you sneeze 3 times, you get to make a wish. So,
Yeah.
should I talk about your band name?
Do I know what? Absolutely,
okay.
yeah.
So
we talked about them in the podcast before.
So I'm gonna just say, our fan Christmas Boys wrote in.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna read this verbatim-ish and insert my whatever. So, hi Beth, I was watching Flashdance the other night for the first time, and I never realized that it's absolute garbage. More importantly, I never realized that Leaping from Fear is in it. So here's my suggestion. There should be a punk icon season.
Okay.
And I like that, actually. Crybaby with Iggy Pop. Flashdance.
Oh, yes, he sent me this.
With Leaping. The Chase with Henry Rollins. And then Scrooge with David Johansen. Scrooge we've already done, but that was like I don't know. We could do that.
I'm sure we could find something else as well,
yeah.
right there,
And that would lead nicely into Christmas season, holidays, or winter holiday season. Okay, and then I should also mention that Andy said he's up for this, but wanted to include Morbius. So his favorite punk singer, Jared Leto, could be in this season. And that would lead into another season he wants to do, which is the non-Spider-Man Spider-Verse. Morbius, Madam Web, Venom, Kraven the Hunter. He says he loves all those movies.
He's been pushing this agenda with me as well, and it's not going to happen. No. We're not doing I'm not watching any of those movies again. I've seen them all. Yeah. And I have no desire to watch a single one of them again.
I was like, because I know you, and I read that, and I was like, this is all bullshit to push your buttons.
It is.
But I love doing that too, so I was like, I'm going to read that on pod. So thanks, Christmas Boys. And
we will likely do your punk icons idea. We will not be doing.
I was just
your
like,
non-Spider-Man
I can't
idea.
even do Jared Leto, and I told him I was like this, and I'm of like the no or My So-Called Life era.
Yes.
And I told him this, like, my memory of that show is like Jared Leto staring at the camera and like leaning on stuff really well.
Yeah.
And my mother like hated that show, and I was only allowed to watch like TV on the weekends. Okay. But weekends was for her Friday and Saturday. So Friday I didn't even get a full day of like whatever I wanted, but so I had to like negotiate for like Thursday night or whatever the show, and she would get so mad, and she would like vacuum around me as I was like trying to watch this 30-minute like Jared Leto, Claire Danes show.
Now I remember like it was a big. My sister loved that show as well. Yeah. Actually, yeah. I like, and I think then he was very good in Requiem for a Dream. Mm-hmm. I mean that movie's tough going, but like he's very good in that.
Ass to ass.
Yeah, and also like I'm told he's excellent in Dallas Buyers Club. I think that's the one he won the Oscar for. Yeah. But it was one of these movies I'm like, I must get around to watching that, and I haven't now, and I don't think I'm gonna bother.
No, you shouldn't. Yeah, he's kind of everyone. I mean, there's the rumor mill there is like,
yeah.
Yeah. Icky.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what's occurring, and I really like the idea of like, even just like punk icon, but also just like punk.
I mean, you have such potential there in terms of like punk icons, or just like a punk season you're talking about. Mm-hmm. I mean, like absolutely. And I think that's an interesting way to like theme a month around like style of music or something like that, or like. Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Cool. Let's do it. We can do what we want. That's the nice thing.
Absolutely.
Except, and we can say no. Although I did.
We cannot. I mean, we did say no.
I know we did. But I did like Venom. But I literally like Morbius, Madam Web, Kraven the Hunter. I was like, I'm not even going to bother. Not going to bother. Feel good about
Venom, I enjoy. Venom 2 was terrible. I still haven't seen Venom 3. I don't know if I'm going to bother, to be honest with you. Like, as much as I like enjoyed Venom despite myself. I think the whole sort of like, buddy comedy of it all, where it's him and the symbiote kind of like having, it was like unexpected for me. Yeah. And I thought that was fun. But like, for me, all of that, like, none of the Spider-Man villains make sense without the context of Spider-Man, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't remember who it is. I don't know what circumstances, but, like, there's another sort of company who, like, doesn't have the rights to Batman, but is thinking about making, like, a Bane movie or something. And I'm just like, motherfuckers, do you not learn? Like, these characters have no cachet without... The big draw is Batman, you know? If you don't... But anyway. What do I know? I'm not a movie maker.
Yet.
Oh no, screw that. Right. It seems like a lot of work.
Okay. So, do you have any other...
I do not. Okay. I have like maybe a one or two Andy's down with the streets brewing, but I have just been busy recently and I haven't really had time to like work them up, so they'll be forthcoming in a few weeks.
Okay. I'm waiting, so get on it.
I think it's gonna have to, I'm gonna have to like explain the whole premise again. It's been so long. So okay. It's fine. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay, so so welcome everyone to Wet Hot American Summer. Came out in 2001, starring everyone that we love.
Yeah. And right, and so you hadn't seen this movie before or hadn't even heard of this movie before, correct?
I thought I hadn't, and then I watched it and I was like, no, this feels familiar, but I wanted to say that I might have like... It's like, you know, you're like, I haven't seen that, and then you watch something and you're like, I've totally seen that at some point. I don't remember when. And I think I tried to watch their like 25th anniversary, like... Yes,
they did. Like on Netflix, it was like 20th or something like that, 20th anniversary or something.
But I think I like got 5 minutes into it and I was like, okay. But I don't really remember. So.
Okay.
I just. Okay. I know so MTV had this show called The State.
Yes, and yes, and loads of the guys from The State are on this.
Like basically, almost the entire cast is in this movie, and so like nothing makes me happier. So this movie could have been about anything, and I would have been like so excited because I love them all so much. Like The State is still like one of the funny. I don't know if you guys had it.
Not really. Like, I am aware of it, but I don't know that I've seen an episode of it. I think I might have seen some like clips on YouTube in later years, but it's not. I don't think it was one that made it over here. Certainly not to my knowledge.
I still have my VHS copy of it.
Yeah.
And it's like you can get on YouTube and see certain episodes. They're really grainy. It's like watching like the Shoes video. But if you get a chance, you guys, they're so fucking funny, and they all went on to be in so many things and do so many things, and like it's kind of, for me, like In Living Color was a game changer for our entire culture. And then also for me, like The State was kind of like my launching into, I think honestly it was like what I thought was actually funny, as opposed to like, you know, what other people, what my friends were watching or what my parents were watching. Like I saw that and I was like, this is made for me.
I don't think I knew it was MTV.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
And it's like they've written it out of like their general history, but like for comedy, it was such a big deal. So MTV, write that shit back in.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I was just like, oh my god, The State, and then I could, make all the State references about pudding and like, porcupine racetrack. Oh, okay. So, a car can be blue.
Nothing means nothing.
Get a monkey and torture the hell out of it.
But like, I know a lot of these guys. Like, I know that like. Thomas Lennon and I know obviously I know Ken Marino, Michael Showalter, David Wayne, things like that. Michael Ian Black I know as well because they've been in tons of comedy stuff that I've seen. So there are tons of those people who I'm well aware of. I just didn't know them. I didn't know that. I think it was one of these things. I was like, I needed to track this down. There's also like a sketch comedy show that like Stephen Colbert was in that I often thought I should tracked down. I don't know if that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I don't remember
and
what it's called.
Never got round to it.
Yeah, but I remember seeing like the cast photo, and I was like, he was so young. I mean, he still looks young, but like, you know, baby Stephen Colbert. And he looks so straight, right? And you're just like, how do, like, it makes me so happy that dudes that look so straight, not as in like gay or straight, but just like a straight edge.
No. Or he's like a straight man, as in like a comedy straight man. Yes.
Like he could be an FBI agent, but he's doing, you know, sketch comedy or whatever, or improv, you know. So
yes, no, I think that's great, and I think that's like such a beautiful like subversion in terms
Phil
of
Hartman,
like seeing somebody like that. Yeah.
Yep. So.
No, absolutely. The show was called Exit 57, by the way, for anybody who's curious, which is only on for one season, but it was, I think, one of the places he got its like early sort of starts. Okay.
Oh.
So, do you want to do a quick synopsis of the movie for everybody?
So it's set on the last day of camp in the hot summer of 1981. A group of counselors try to complete their unfinished business before the day ends. So it's almost like less than 24 hours.
But like, it just like completely fucks with time in this movie.
Absolutely.
Like there's a big montage sequence. There's a time comes up. There's a massive montage sequence, and then like that would take days, and then like the time pops up again. It's like 20 minutes later.
Like,
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's always fun to go to town for an hour. I want to come back to that.
That rocks.
It was well, we can talk about it now. So like
we can.
Like Beth is the camp director, and she is played by Janine Garofalo, who's like, she plays it very well.
She does.
Plays everything very well. But she's like in the camp truck, and she's like, gotta go to town. Someone's like, can you get me like, I'm not gonna go there, but she was like, my husband's coming into town, can you get me some lube? And then everyone else is like, Beth's going to town, and they hop in the back of her truck, and then they're like going, you know, into town, and then things start to just like go wrong, and like they start like punching people and stealing their money, and then like doing crack, and then like heroin, and they're in like a trap house, all of them like strung out, and, like smoking cigarettes and dying, and then like they're back in the truck and like go back to camp. They're like, yeah, that was fun. And just like, this is what I love about this movie is like, you know, how we have like the scary movies that are making fun of the scary movies that came out that year or whatever. Like this movie is making fun of Caddyshack, Meatballs, like, you know, any of those movies that just have this, like, I don't know if you ever saw Meatballs. It's another, like, it's a movie about camp counselors.
I'm aware of it.
Yeah, super funny. You know, the end of the movie, I think they, like, it might even be Bill Murray. I can't remember. But they, like, they prank the camp lead, and they move his entire bedroom onto, like, one of those, like, pontoon boat things, and, like, set him adrift in the lake, and he wakes up in the middle of the lake when his alarm goes off, and, like, walks off and, like, falls in the lake. It's, like, so funny. Anyways, so they're making fun of all of those movies and also, like, putting their own spin on it. Like, why would you put in a crack montage?
Yeah.
Right? Because they could, and they did what they wanted to do with this, which I enjoyed.
Like, I think that it's interesting because I was like, I was wondering how you feel about this. I thought it would be your sense of humor, like, because it is like a very kind of like poorly rated movie.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people do not like it, and I'm like, it's so great. Like I really enjoy it all the way through. It's exactly the sort of like, it's just, like, it is absurd and it's silly and it's loose, but I think like that's you know, that's the whole thing. That's the whole movie, and like I guess if you don't like that, you're not going to get on with it. But I think that they never kind of waver from that kind of silliness, you know, and like kind of like how like everything's ridiculous, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we will get into more like specifics, but like, you know, the kids going whitewater rafting and there's an emergency and them all freaking out about it, and it keeps cutting back to these kids in exactly the same position. Like, I mean, like hours pass. And these kids are just about to go over this whitewater rapids, and like, you know, they have to track this guy down. It takes a long time. They get him there. They get him into the river, and he manages to save them all. You know, it's
like
it's gloriously silly.
Such a stupid reason for why the guy isn't even like with the kids is because he's running. Like I can't like. It's so dumb I can't even explain it. You just have to see it, and maybe you'll think. But I read some reviews, and this is a very divisive movie. Like, some people are just like, it is not funny at all. But yeah, it's like, so I was reading a little bit about, like, you know, it is an homage. Meatballs, Little Darlings, Sleepaway Camp, Indian Summer, Nashville, Dazed and Confused. Like, all of those movies, he was like, I wanted to, you know.
Dazed and Confused, it feels like it shares a lot. Because we watched it recently, it was like, oh, there's so much, it has so much in common with that movie.
Totally.
I'm like, but obviously, you know, Dazed and Confused is, a drama, but, like, you know, this is not at all.
No. And, like, the very beginning of the movie, where, like, you know, they set the stage, and it's like all these kids in one bunk room, and obviously, like, the boys have snuck into the girls' bunk room. They're like, oh, you know, it's getting light, we gotta get out of here, and they're all, like, sneaking, and then they walk past, like, 2 or 3 counselors that are just, like, sitting on the porch.
They're like, stop, go to bed, you shouldn't be out here.
Smoking cigarettes and just being like, I don't even think they even said that. I just think the kids walked by and they completely ignored them, and I was like, oh, this is what I'm in for, right?
It rocks. No, they do. They deadpan at one point because Jean Garofalo's character is just in a very quiet voice, like, goes, "No, you shouldn't be out here," at a very low volume, while, like you say, smoking a cigarette. It's great. Okay, so director of this movie is one of the people from The State, David Wayne, who is, you know, like, not only is he known from The State, he's also directed a number of different kind of feature films and kind of written them as well. He's also, like, just a comedy guy who has been both acted and, like, you know, been involved with, like, the TV productions and also, like, sketch comedy online, things like that. He's probably best known for directing Role Models. That was probably his biggest film. Mm-hmm. That film's nearly 20 years old. So upsetting. So yeah, which is a good movie. It's a fun movie, but he's got a load of others.
Is that the one with Paul Rudd?
Yeah, Paul Rudd and
Farva? Not Farva.
Sean William Scott.
Sean William Scott. No, that what? Fogel. Sorry, from.
Wait, what?
I think Fogel was.
Oh yes.
Okay, sorry.
Yes.
Harkening back to Superbad. I don't remember his actor name, but everybody remembers McLovin.
Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's also in and I kind of knew about this because, like, he appears on podcasts and things like that. So him and Ken Marino and some others are in a band called the Middle-Aged Dad Jam Band.
I've heard of them.
They formed over the pandemic, and I've seen videos of them doing stuff. They're very funny. They get a lot of comedians to, like, sing with them and stuff. They're great.
That's awesome. That makes me so happy. Yeah. Okay, so he and Michael Showalter wrote the script for this. They also collaborated. So they had the anniversary movie. And then they actually, I think this became a TV show that ran for, like, many seasons.
What? Wait, this movie?
Yeah, they made a TV show.
No, so the TV show was, like,
was it before
the TV show was what prompted. No, it was way after. But it was like nearly, like, 15 years later for Netflix. It was what inspired me to watch the original movie in the first place. Was that Netflix were doing the revival, and it's like, let me watch this original movie, see if it's for me. I really enjoyed it, and then watched the Netflix show, which was pretty good too. I remember enjoying it as well.
Okay. So Michael Showalter also directed The Big Sick. I don't know if you saw that. If you haven't, I highly recommend it. I love that movie. So they based this off of experiences that David Wayne had. So he went to Jewish camps, particularly it's called Camp Wise in Clarendon Township, Ohio, and Camp Moden in Canaan, Maine. Showalter also drew on his experiences that he had in the Berkshires in Massachusetts. Like, the Berkshires it's highfalutin up there.
Yes.
So during one scene, the counselors take a trip into Waterville, Maine, which is not far from camp. It's yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's a sleepaway camp, and I was wondering. Okay, okay, I have a question for you after I give you this fact. But
Okay.
so basically, this was also like an homage to that concept of like a 24-hour story. So, like Dazed and Confused was like a
Sure.
24. So
Yes,
that's
that makes
exactly
sense.
what this was. But again, they played with time, and we're in a crack house for 4 days. But it was
Sure.
only an hour. So lots of different characters, similar to Dazed and Confused. So yeah, they really pulled a lot from the movies of that era.
Yeah.
Do you guys have sleepaway camps? Is that like a thing? Or
Not really. No, for like summers especially. I would say no. I would say that's a very kind of American thing. I would say probably what we would have, our equivalent would be like summer schemes, which would be local.
Oh.
So basically, if you were at a summer scheme, essentially, basically they would run all the way over the summer, over summer break, somewhere for the kids to go during the day whenever the adults were working, but you would still go home and stay at home in the evenings. So I think it's possible they exist in some capacity, but not that I'm aware of.
That's interesting. I wonder if it's like, because I know the British. I keep thinking about like, maybe it's because it's America's 250th birthday, but like I keep thinking about the British influence that we have here, and I'm trying to figure out like where the concept of summer camp came from. Because, like, I know the British have boarding schools.
Yes.
But I think that in the summer they don't, right? So this must be... I just am curious where this came from. But you spend, like, 3 months. And I have friends that went to sleepaway camp. And they're anywhere from, like, 2 weeks, a week to 3 months, essentially. And you would just go away for the whole summer and swim and stay in a cabin and learn archery and macrame and have crushes and
sure all that good stuff.
And I have friends that were counselors also, so would be like, okay, they hired me again this summer, I'm going to be gone for 3 months, and so you get free housing. And
it was one of the things, because like it was something like I have friends who did it. And I was hoping to join them the year after I went to North Carolina for 6 months. And my hope was that I would be able to stay on and do that. But basically the only way of me like joining them was to fly back home first. And it was just prohibitively expensive for me at that time, which was a shame. But I would have loved to have, because I think it would have been a good experience. But so I've done a quick search, and there definitely are. It looks like they're mostly mainland UK, but they definitely do exist. I just don't think they're maybe not as common. Like, it seems like they're very common in the US. Like it's just something that basically all kids do, and I don't know if that's true over here.
Yeah, and like also there's like adult in family camps. So like if anyone's seen Dirty Dancing, that's the concept where like you go with your family, and stay in a cabin, and like that's your I think it's an East Coast thing for sure.
We definitely there's an organization called Center Parks over here that does that sort of thing.
Okay. So we never did that ever, and the concept of doing that like with my family and having to be like forced into a new community and like go to dinners and watch it sounds like being on a cruise ship kind of, which was like my least favorite week of my life. So
I'm starting to remember, because like it had not occurred to me, because this was not a holiday I've thought about for a long time, but there was like a thing called Butlins, and there was it had multiple sites, and it was essentially that. So it was like you would pay for accommodation there, and your whole week would be set up, and there'd be activities. You could go swimming, you could go to the movies, things like that. In fact, one of our movies that's coming up in the next couple of weeks, I have a story based around that.
Ooh.
From that, but I'll save it to the end. I'm just teasing it. So they did exist, but I remember them being shit and being like, this is, I mean, like, it was cool that those arcades and stuff for like a day or two, but after a while you were like, yeah, this kind of blows.
Yeah. Not for me. I'd rather like, I don't know, do anything else.
Yes, absolutely. I think there's something that's kind of dying out. Like Center Parks, like I guess kind of replaces it, but it's more about getting in touch with nature and like living out, like outdoor activities and stuff. Whereas I think these old ones weren't as much, and I think that's appealing to people. They're all kind of beside or in forests as well. Mm-hmm. Okay, shall we get on to our music? The music for this movie, yes. Which was done by Craig Wedren and Theodore Shapiro, who worked together on the music for this film. They've done a number of things together, like Yellow Jackets, the TV show.
Mm-hmm. I haven't watched the latest one, but I really enjoyed that show.
I'm told that I loved season 1, and I'm told that show kind of really dropped off in a major way. I'm told the most recent season was terrible, so I'm kind of. What I think I'm happy just making it one and done.
Yeah. I heard the same thing and did the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the same way I started watching season 2 of Fallout there recently, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember like not loving season 1 of this show, so I think I'm just gonna pass. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm digressing. They also did the Wet Hot American Summer TV show as well. Both of them have worked a lot individually. I would say Theodore Shapiro's career is probably more notable in terms of what we're interested in. Mm-hmm. He's worked on films like Devil Wears Prada, Tropic Thunder, and Ghostbusters.
Ooh.
Yeah. So busy.
Also, like, with Ghostbusters, I'm sure, well, I don't know which ones, but the newer ones, they definitely, like, paid the homage to the Ghostbusters theme song, which I appreciated.
Yeah, like, absolutely.
It's the best part of that whole thing. I mean, and there's so many good parts to all the Ghostbusters. I'm just, like, so excited that they exist, but, like, the song is epic.
Yes, it's pretty great. The core song is fantastic. So, moving on to, important business, talking about the film itself. A few things I wanted to talk about, which was Paul Rudd's character, Andy.
Can we just talk about Paul Rudd for the rest of the time?
He's just so fucking incredible. He's just such an amazing piece of shit.
He's such he's like, but it's not even, he's playing it so over the top.
Yes.
Like, rolling his eyes, but like, he's rolling his whole body with his eyes, and like, just like when he doesn't want to do something, he's like throwing his body around, like he's like throwing a tantrum, and he's like 4 years old.
Yeah, whenever he like in the canteen eating his food, and then just like swipes it onto the
floor.
He's such a piece of shit. And then he's forced to pick it up, and he makes such a meal out of it. Yeah. And
it's like, but they like show him like picking up the food, and for like, I don't know, at least 3 minutes of him just like throwing a hissy fit with only with his body.
So good.
My favorite part of his character was he's out on the dock watching the kids like drive speedboats around.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth Banks.
Banks.
Makes an appearance, and she's like, what? And he's like writing in his book, and she's like, what you doing? And he's like, writing in my journal.
Yeah.
And she's like, I think you mean journal. And he's like, don't even, man. Like, yeah, I can't share my feelings with you. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But like, my journal. Everything he does, it's the worst. And then like
whenever like
making out,
like with 2 kids. Oh yeah, how he makes out is incredible. Oh, it's so funny. And like, yeah, I think that is the seeds of why Paul Rudd is an absolute comic genius. I think, and if they were not before this, born here, like he's just fucking sensational.
Yes.
I remember like hearing David Wayne talk, and like, at first, because I didn't really know Paul, he was kind of a new addition, and like, whenever they were like filming his scenes, they were like, we're not sure about this guy, but when they saw him, the dailies, they were like, holy shit, he's incredible, what a find. But like, even so the his girlfriend as such, I mean, like, as such, who he treats fucking terribly. So all she wants to do is, Katie is her name, so all he wants to do is she wants to spend the day with him because it's their last day together. and he's being such an asshole about it. I think one of the bits that I laughed hardest was whenever she was like, "Can we not just spend the day together?" And he just kind of like stops kissing her, pushes her, and goes, "Fuck you, dyke," and to his girlfriend. Then she's like, "Look, maybe we'll see you later and we'll talk, fine, whatever," and just kind of walks away and spins around a pole while giving her the finger behind his back as he's leaving. I'm like, oh man, he's the absolute pits. So that brings me to this question. So Tommy from Miller's Crossing was my old example of how to talk to women, right? And I ran that by you and we got a negative in that. Should Andy be my new example in how I...
I had this thought, I'm like, if Andy had to play, if he could just like pretend to be a character in this movie, would he play the character with the same name?
I would want, like, I would, you know, if it was actually playing a character, I would fucking love to play, but like, I couldn't actually talk to somebody like that in real life, you know.
But like, if someone was like, "Hey, there's this part in this movie. Your name is Andy, and this is the character," you'd be like, "Okay, no problem." Okay, it's Paul Rudd.
He's the best, but like at the same time, and again, why I think there's an embarrassment of riches in this.
I love that term.
Is that there's so many like little subplots that I love. Molly Shannon subplot, where she's got like.
She doesn't even talk to the rest of the cast until like the very, very end of the movie.
No,
she's just,
and it's just her going through her marriage crisis with the youngest kids in the camp, and they're like counseling her through it. It's brilliant. It's so well done. Yeah. And it culminates in her husband coming back to her and her standing up to him, and it's fucking amazing. It's so good. Also, I think Gene subplot, so the cook for the camp, and like him kind of like going through his trauma
Christopher
from Vietnam.
Maloney from whatever that TV.
He's like
TV
CSI,
show.
or like Law and Order or something. Yeah.
In that, but like if you Google he's from like he went to Vietnam. He's talking to like a tin can, and you know, like he's a little nutty.
Yes.
And has all these non sequiturs, and everyone's terrified of him, except for Beth, who's just like fucking Gene, like rolling her eyes at everything he does.
He's also like, he's ripped and he's huge as well. Like, you know, like he's a scary looking dude, but he's like, he's another one, and I see him in this, and like I know that he then got locked into like Law and Order. I think it was Law and Order for like years, and like fair play to him, working actor for many years. It's tough to do.
But we miss your comedy,
like,
bro.
I was like, I was like, well, I wish he'd had like a much richer. He's so funny. Like, he's so good. Like, all of his stuff is so... Like, whenever, like, he starts saying weird shit and people keep catching him, and he's like, what?
Yeah.
No, I didn't say that. Or, like, when he starts having the conversation with a can of vegetables, it's just, like, this rocks. Like, his outro, where he's, like, getting into a car with his wife, and he's got this big billowy shirt on and these sunglasses, and he just takes the sunglasses down and he kind of looks at the can of vegetables. Like, it's amazing. So good.
I also want to talk about Bradley Cooper and Amy Poehler, who are also in this, and they are playing the theater directors, and like their subplot about like, well, you know, he's in love with another camp member, and but they're also trying to get like something from what is it, Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat, or is it what's Day by Day and Day by Day, Day by Day, Godspell. I think it's Godspell. Anyways, but the two of them are just like, this has to be like, they played like theater camp counselors so well that taking it too seriously, and this is also Bradley Cooper's first film role ever. Oh wow! Yeah,
that's interesting. Like. We kind of had an early Cooper role with this one. We had an early... oh no, why have I forgotten his name? Dazed and Confused.
Oh, Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey. Yeah. I always think of those two in a similar way. Yeah. I think they're different vibes, but they're very similar in my head. I think that like when I I knew I was in for a good time with this film when the opening credits started, and it's just like a kind of them kind of playing like music at late night at one of the camp, and like one of the shots they keep coming back to is like Amy Poehler's character trying to like kiss Bradley Cooper's character, and he's just kind of moving his head away. It's perfect. It just sums up the kind of nature of the comedy you're going to be getting.
Also,
it's like, oh, this rocks.
Bradley Cooper was hilarious.
Yes.
And like he was so funny in The Hangover. So like, and I know he's gone on to more serious acting roles, but like
he has.
I know comedy is harder to play than anything else. Yes. Except for this movie, sounds like it was so fun to play in this movie than anything else. We'll get to that, but like, come back to us in comedy, Bradley.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, there were just so many people that have gone on. I love H. John Benjamin actually played the can of mixed vegetables. Yes. Yeah, everybody was in this, and it was very good. Michael Showalter's character, so he plays like, the guy that's trying to get with the girl, and she just kind of plays him, plays with his heart, but like an hour ago I loved you, but that since that hour has passed, I've realized that I really want to have sex with Andy, and like like the
but you're nice, but his body's like crafted from marble. And it's like he's in good shape, but like what a description! Like it's insane.
I know, but it's also like Paul Rudd, who at the he looked like Paul Rudd, like wearing something that looked like Bruce Springsteen. I think he even had a hanky in the back pocket. Anyways, not to say that's not a good look.
No.
So yeah, just like, if for any reason to see this movie, it's just to see all of these people like grace the screen together, and we're not together, depending. But yeah. So, do you want to know? Mm-hmm. Do you want to know some fun things about what happened in the backyard of this movie?
Please.
Okay, so these are so funny. This is like kind of these all hit me in a way where I'm like, somehow the universe fucked me over, and I was supposed to have been part of this, even though I was like, in my early 20s. And it would have been perfect for this role. Anyways, okay, in 2011, Paul Rudd told Entertainment Weekly that he was literally not sure he ever got paid for this movie.
Oh, wow.
He thinks that because the budget and the production staff were so incredibly small, they may have just overlooked making out a check for his salary. But it's Paul Rudd, so he's like, whatever. That's funny. La la la.
Yeah,
Moving on. So the owners of Camp Tawanda, where this was filmed, I guess they were told that this is going to be a family comedy, of which it is absolutely not.
Oh, no.
And they were mortified when they saw the final cut of the film. But like, when someone's filming a movie called Wet Hot American Summer.
Yes. I bet you they didn't tell them the title, though, whenever they were, asking to use that place.
Okay, so according to co-writer and director David Wayne and co-writer Michael Showalter, here are some of the rejected titles for this movie. American Love Bunk, American Name Tags in Underwear, American Wedgie, Ankle Bites the Movie, Big American Love Wedgie, Blue Balls, Boner Camp, Boys Side / Girl Side, Bring a Change of Underwear. Marguerite Moreau claims Paul Rudd was using Bring a Change of Underwear as the title for an autobiography.
Amazing.
Butt Camp, Cabin Pressure, Can't Home Sucks, Can't Masturbate Each Other, Fresh Grass, Hot American Wedgie. They were really into wedgies. This is just a theme. Morning Wood, Postcards from the Cot. I'm not going to read that.
Oh, wow.
Slow Dance Boner. Suck My Big Hard Camp. And finally, Wet Hot Beds.
Amazing.
I know, it's terrible.
I can't believe there's something you were not prepared to say. That's
There's
amazing.
like, I had to, I like, there's like a list of 60. I had to edit down there. I can't
Amazing.
say probably more than half of those. So I guess they only had 28 days to film this entire movie.
Okay.
Feels like it.
Yeah.
And it rained the whole time. Every day of shooting. So they shot the exterior shots when they could. A lot of times they were like under covers and under umbrellas. A lot of the scenes they had to move indoors because it was raining so hard. So you'll see like they're inside and it's raining, and then they'll step outside and it'll be sunny because like they had to go back and do some reshoots. It was also really cold. So like in some of the scenes you can actually see the vapor of their breath coming up because they shot in Pennsylvania.
Off season,
yeah,
I'm guessing,
totally.
because,
they had to
have to be,
not during the summer. When a guest when Bradley Cooper was on Regis and Kelly in 2010, they were like, well, who have you kissed that's an actress that has been the best kisser? Because this is what the people want to know. And
Sure.
Bradley Cooper said his favorite was Michael Ian Black, with whom he shared a love scene in this movie.
It's just so good.
Yes. Okay. So, okay, I've got two more. So in 2007, Janine Garofalo, we need more of her. Where is she? Come back to us,
agree.
Janine. Said of the film, it was the best time I ever had doing a project and also the drunkest. I fell down a lot due to the wet terrain and also the heavy drinking. So I guess she swore off alcohol soon after shooting Wrapped. So
Oh, really? Wow.
I think most of them were drunk filming this movie, which is like almost worth a rewatch again already.
It sounds because apparently it was like a real party scene. Apparently, I think it was David Wayne was talking about like how somebody who was involved with this film anyway was talking about whenever David Hyde Pierce arrived, and like he arrived, like but whatever reason he got very delayed, and he arrived quite late one night, and they were just in one of the camp rooms like shit faced like partying, like, and they were like, oh no, he's like a real actor.
Yeah.
Oh no, what have we done? And he was just like really cool and really was keen to kind of get involved, you know.
Okay, so this is one that I think you'll like. So professional wrestler Orange Cassidy. Have you heard of Orange Cassidy?
Okay. I think so, yeah.
Okay, also known as Freshly Squeezed, Orange Cassidy.
Yes.
Based his slacker wrestling persona on Paul Rudd's character from this movie.
That rocks.
Not surprisingly, his entrance theme song was Jane by Jefferson Starship, the same song that plays during this movie's opening.
Nice.
Isn't that great? So now you know. Do some
know.
rewatching of that, and you can relive a little bit of Paul Rudd's Andy character.
Aspirational.
Also,
okay.
I just have a couple funny, like, from my notes. I don't think I've actually ever seen someone light a fart in my life.
Oh, yeah?
So they had the talent show, and they were like, here's, showing all the talents, and one of the kids, crawled on stage and, lit a fart, and everyone was like, yay! Like, it was a normal thing, like someone playing the flute, or something. So that was very exciting for me. And I also just love the fact that, the neighbor, the David Hyde Pierce, Professor Harry Newman, is a neighbor. Beth thinks he's hot. And she's like, you should come teach at the camp. And in my back of my mind, I'm like, strange man, for the time he looked, like he could have kidnapped children and scurried them down into the basement. I was like, this is the era of no background checks. Like, just asking the neighbor, come out, hang out with all these children. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like, I also find it quite funny that his, Home Away from Home was basically right beside a summer camp. It's an interesting choice.
Yes. Thank you. I'm not alone in that then.
Yeah. Okay, so we move on to our final few sections. All right. I think, once again, one of the easiest two-digit fits of my career is definitely Gene. I think both. I wasn't sure. Like I was like, I don't know who I'm going to pick for this. And then both in the final concert, Gene has this incredible big like silk flowy shirt on, and then an even more ludicrous one in the very kind of final scene. So it's like this just kind of cements him, and also these really kind of like ludicrous kind of like sunglasses and stuff as well.
Yes.
It's just the best.
Yes.
So easy, Gene.
I would say I think Ken Marino's wig gets an honorable mention if such a thing does exist, and his his jean shorts.
Yeah, it's with the pockets hanging out.
Pockets hanging out. Also, he can really sing. I didn't know that.
Yes,
like
I think he's the singer in that.
Okay, that makes sense because he's singing. I can't remember the song, and then he's like, "Oh God!" and he just like literally just like runs his van into the tree. Do you remember that? For no reason. That's so good. They didn't even give it a reason. They're just like
no, that's what worked even better for me. He's just like so happy, and then he's into a tree. It's like incredible.
That's so funny.
Oh, it's so good. Unfortunately, no Andy's Animal Acting Award this week because there's no animals involved.
I think an honorable mention could go to Dan Marino's wig.
Okay, well, so Dan Marino gets featured in both awards.
I'm sorry,
interesting.
it was so good.
a rare double award. Okay, so Beth, in terms of Wet Hot American Summer, would you revisit, remember, refuse, or redo?
You know, I wrote like remember, but having this conversation with you, I think I need to revisit it. Like, I think this is something that could actually become part of our lexicon.
I think so too. Like I think it was a revisit for me. I really enjoyed rewatching it. It was just kind of what I needed. It was a tonic I needed.
Yeah.
Like during the week there, and I was like, this is great. And I'm like, it kind of makes me sad that it's not like a bigger movie.
Yeah.
But like it does have a cult following, and there's a lot of people who really love it. You know. So, but yeah, it was great.
Sometimes I think that I worry that like we're not going to have the same opinion, and so I'll watch it like with a lazy eye of like, Andy's going to hate this, and I think I thought you were going to hate it, and I think now that I know you really liked it, like I will, and like this is the hardest I've laughed all week. Yeah. So, yeah.
I was similarly like I was like, there's a chance she won't like this, but I'm pretty sure she will. I think it's your sense of humor, and a lot of it is your sense of humor.
Which
I'm pretty certain she'll love it.
Yeah, I think, but it's like, what is my sense of humor? It's just like obscure.
But I think it's more that you're prepared to like you are prepared to laugh at more surreal kind of like left field odd stuff.
Absolutely.
You know? Whereas I think some people will be like, this is a bit weird, and then just write it off completely. Mm-hmm. Whereas I think you embrace that a bit more, you know. And so I think this is why, and so do I, and I think that's why like I thought you would enjoy it. Yeah. You know, I hoped you would.
Yeah. No. Okay. So yeah, I would. I'm changing my answer from what I wrote, which is I would revisit.
Hell yeah, it's a double revisit. Yeah. Everybody.
Good job, Ken Marino's wig.
Hell yeah. All right, Beth, what has been bringing you joy this week?
Dun, dun, dun. I'm really having fun with our podcast. I mean that's nice. A given, but like it's just so I really like I do like what my sister said about like I'm learning stuff. Like I'm learning stuff, and like I'm learning I know nothing, and like I'm like, who's that guy? What? And like you're like this director. I'm like, no way. And you're like, and they did this, and I'm learning so much more about movies and watching more movies, and it just makes me happy. And you know, hanging out with you. Of
course.
Also, I just really love Legos. And Charles and I are building this epic R2-D2 Lego right now, and we're almost done, and I'm sad about it because I'm trying to buy, they have like the cheaper Legos that aren't Legos or something else, and the pieces don't actually ever fit together right. But they got me a little shop of horrors like Audrey 2. Nice. Lego, off-brand Lego. And so we're going to do that next. So it's just like a fun thing that he was like, I miss hanging out with you. Can we build a Lego together? And I was like, fuck yeah, man. So
yeah, absolutely.
I love building Legos with my 9-year-old.
100%. Yeah. I think that like it's a lovely group activity. I really do. I really enjoy it. Like there's a whole freaking one of the things that I did a course on it whenever I was trying to do my current, or one of the jobs I'm trying to do currently was to do like Lego therapy style course, you know. It's really kind of useful, I think.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah. I think that like it feels very structured, you know, like, and it's like everybody has a role and things like that. And which, don't get me wrong, it doesn't look like fun, but like, yeah, it's a nice idea, I think.
Also, sorry, this is off topic, but when we come hang out, like I figured, you know, we could do dinner out or like, but also dinner in or whatever.
Sure.
So maybe some games that we could all play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Couple of them. Okay.
That sounds nice.
Put that in your bonnet. Do something with it.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
I have, yeah. Well, we can talk about this off pod. But yes, okay. So for me, it has been there's a game I picked up last year called Silk Song that it's like. I think I've talked about this a little bit.
No, I've heard of it.
I might have talked about it before. Like I picked it up last year. It's rock hard. I kind of hit a wall with it, but I was like, I'm trying at the minute to go back and kind of complete games that I enjoyed. And I'm back on it, and I'm loving it again, and I'm close to the end now. It's really difficult, like obscenely difficult, but like I think that I think I've realized that I can only do games like this every now and again because otherwise they're just stress me out too much. But like the feeling of satisfaction in like completing a hard game is incredible. Like whenever you like get your ass kicked by a boss like 20 times in a row and then get it in the 21st try, it makes it more satisfying rather than like going, okay, I've got this figured out, I've got this guy figured out first run through. It makes it all that sense of achievement is really heightened, I think. I read
an article yesterday about how like what you learn from losing is you learn much more from losing than you do from winning. So it's like, I remember like the feeling I got when I beat Myst for the first time. Yeah, that's a tough game. I know.
Amazing. Okay, so next week, so that was the end of our summer movie season. Next week, we're going to be starting or launching a whole new season, our Nicole Kidman season, starting with Dead Calm. If people do have any suggestions for movies for this, we've got like a kind of an outline of what we'd like to do, but we're going to be starting with Dead Calm. If there's any particular ones you'd like us to cover, please let us know as soon as possible. But yeah, so
I can do a quiz probably. I can put it on Spotify, so I'll list like 6 or 7, and then you guys can vote if you want, and maybe we'll listen.
That would be great. Maybe if you pick stuff we really don't want to watch, we can.
I'll like I can put in the quiz like which ones we want. Yeah. And which ones we're actually going to pick, and you can vote.
Yeah, put like a smiley face beside the ones that we like, and a frowny face by the ones that we don't like. But like some of these sick bastards will just vote for the frowny face ones.
We don't. So we could do reverse psychology.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, smart. Okay, we'll never let them know. All right.
I'm not going to quiz up.
Beth, can you tell everybody where they can find us?
Yes, you can find us on the internet. Always in charge of our own stuff. AI does not have a presence in...
no foothold
here. So we still have a website that we made ourselves. It is movietestofTime.com. Go check it out. I added like cool movie font, so let me know what you think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, in that case, we have reached the end of this week's episode, and as always, we'd like to say goodbye to our sweaty and prepubescent fans. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.